here. We're going to talk with our very special guests, Dr. Dick Walker and Debbie Wetzler. Again, both triple diamonds with ASEA. Dick, Debbie, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, good
Hey.
afternoon. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Good afternoon to you guys. So Dick, you're there in Spokane, Washington. Debbie, you're there in Maryland. I hope that you guys are enjoying some beautiful weather like I am here in Montana. Thanks so much for being on the call today. Let's talk about convention. I just shared a little bit about what we've posted on our blog post, some of the survey results. As I share those results, what are some of the things that come to mind from your own experiences about convention? Debbie, why don't we start with you?
Well, I couldn't agree more. I've worked with several coaches because this is my business, and I like to improve myself with what I'm doing. And every single coach I've ever worked with, if you don't go to the convention, they don't even work with you, for one thing. But as Eric Worre says, for every person that you have at convention, there is about $1,000 that you can count on coming into your business that year because of the expansion of their mind and how big the vision gets when they go to that and the big decisions that they make there. So if you've got 10 people there, that's $10,000. So, you know, I couldn't agree more. There's something about being there in person. It's kind of like I've always compared it to going to a concert or a symphony. When you get back home, you just can't describe it. You have to be there. You have to experience it. You have to feel it. You have to talk to all the people that come. You network with all the people. You meet and hear all the testimonials. I've got quite a few stories of people who have come to convention or a big event like this and have made life-changing decisions and decided to go home and even quit their jobs and do this full time. So,
yeah, pretty powerful. Thanks, Debbie. Dick, what are a few of your first thoughts about convention as we share some of that survey results?
Well, the survey speaks for itself, but you know, this is without a doubt the single most important investment that you could make in your business. I mean, if you're actively working or thinking about or have any interest in success in the ASEA business, this you know, it's almost mandatory. I mean, you just can't do it without it because when you come home, you just can't explain. And even if you had a videotape of the whole thing, it just wouldn't be the same because of the interactions, the noise, a whole part of it, the gestalt of other people being there. You know, it's hard to explain to somebody how absolutely impactful it was if you're just sitting in a room with another person and you just come from a convention with hundreds of people that you've been able to interact with. But, you know, ASEA conventions are different than a lot of other conventions I've been to because they're not all hype and, you know, all people from the stage talking about the big homes and the cars that they bought. It's really much more about the ethos of what our company represents. You know, it's an opportunity to learn a lot more about the products, oftentimes new products that are being introduced. The first convention I went to really increased my conviction, and I think the first one that was held after I joined, I think it was 2013, and I already had a pretty big conviction about the strength of this company, even though it was only about 3 years old at the time. But I came away from that much stronger because I was able to sit down and interact with the principals of the company and meet the staff, and really, even though it was fairly small at that time, to meet the people that I was talking to on the phone when I called for questions and talk to distributor support. So that was cool. And I think that first year I went, I don't think I brought anybody, and I came home thinking, boy, that was stupid. Why didn't I bring some of my team? Because I saw what it could do. And I just vowed that I would never go to a convention without bringing as many team members as I could. And that's a very good reason for you to go. And even if you've got a very small team, take as many of them. Maybe you got 2 people, take both of them, because that's going to pay off big time. And what you realize is that you are part of you are part of a team. You're not doing this on your own, and it's not just the team that you've recruited underneath you, but the team that's above you that you can count on to help you. And so it gives you a whole different perspective, or at least it did me. I just realized I'd been to some regional events before that, but they were good, and I would recommend that people go to any of those regional events that are anywhere nearby. But convention, there's no way to replace convention. It's huge, and I would just strongly recommend that you put it on your calendar, find a way to get the time and get a ticket and make that commitment to go, because it will pay you in many different ways, over and over and over again, and you'll get back far more than you put out to make that happen.
Yeah, Dick, I can't agree more with what both you and Debbie are saying. And in fact, a couple of thoughts as you guys were sharing. Convention is different for every single person that goes, but what is always the same is people walk away changed. And I hear it all the time, as you talk to people, well, are you going to convention? This, that, or the other, the cost or the time off or this, that, or the other, I'm not feeling it. What's so interesting is that as, particularly as we have worked through, the book Leadership and Self-Deception, and we talk a lot about our values, humanity being one of them. One of the things that this program teaches is that you really have two ways to look at something. You can look at it as an opportunity, or you can look at it as an obstacle. And isn't it interesting how the people that are most hesitant about coming to convention are actually the ones that would be most benefited by coming to convention? Because what they're going to get is an opportunity to talk to people who have walked where they are walking. It is an opportunity to ask people questions that help reconfirm what their goals are as well. It's so easy for us to walk through every day of our life feeling like we're the only one going through an experience, like we're the only one that has 100 people that said no to them. When you guys think about the people in your organization, Debbie and Dick, and you think about some of the opportunities that they can have at convention, what comes to mind when you think about the people that have come to convention and then gone on to have a great experience that maybe weren't so excited about it to begin with? Anybody come to mind?
I have several people that I could talk about. I just wanted to say, first of all, I was lucky enough to come to the launch, which was my first convention. And hearing the story from Virtus and all of you who are up on stage, and getting to meet you, and when you heard what sacrifice had been made to get this product to the world, it just changed me completely. And I went up, and I remember going up to Virtus because he was so accessible and just saying, if you can do that, then I will be one of the people that will help get this to the world. I was a Director 300 at that. It did change my life forever. But every single one of my leaders has gone to the first convention that they went after they signed up, and that's how all of my leaders have progressed. There's not one of them who haven't done that. So, but there was, and so that involves Beverly Trapnell and Ivana Yu, who just went diamond, and yes, and all the people like that. But there was a young gentleman, Mike Mathis, who came to the Envision last fall, and he did go home, and he decided that this was something he needed to do, and he quit his job, and he's been doing it, working it ever since. And he'll be at the convention, I know. So yes, it changes people's lives because of the stories he heard and all the stories that all of my leaders heard. It changed their lives, and it changed them, and it gave them the conviction to go out, because nobody likes no's, but we get them all the time. This does us, people don't understand redox molecules yet. But it gives you the conviction to go out there and be a pioneer and lead the way. So that's my stories.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Gina Moran, who's my first diamond, and William and Kathy Friedman, and on and on. The people that go to convention first time, they almost always go back and go back and go back, because they realize how important it is. And what I was just realizing is that first convention, I was mostly thinking about me and what it did for me. And I think probably most people are when they go to their first one. But ever since then, it's really been focusing and thinking about what will my team get out of it, and how is that going to affect our team, because they start to realize that they're on a much bigger team than they thought they were. And, frankly, when you start to get a team outside of your kind of neighborhood, your region, this is the only time in the year that you have the opportunity to get together with everyone in one place for a period of time where you can really interact. Otherwise, it's just webinars and phone calls. So it's a unique opportunity that the company puts together so that we can actually pull our teams together and interact that way. So that's huge. And the decisions that get made at convention are very impactful. And I don't think some of them just
I don't know about you guys, but I may have
internal motivation, but it often seems to lead to people figuring out a way to make it a long-term and internally motivated. And I think a lot of that's the ethos part of it. A lot of that is just understanding that personal growth's a huge part of this, and the company emphasizes that. And there's just, I can't say enough good things about convention. You've just got to be there if you're serious about ASEA, or even if you're just thinking about being more than just a product user. This is the place for you to be, and you're going to get a lot more out of it than you put into it, certainly in terms of dollars and time and stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And this year is a premier event, like all of them before, but it's very unique in the fact that we've got this brand new building that we're going to be showcasing. I have been in network marketing for 20 something years now, and the inauguration of this building with a tour it's historic, right? It's a 50,000 square foot, 2-story building. It's located less than 1 mile from our production facility. It's going to bring both offices together. And it's a great opportunity for you to come and see the house that you built. So we really want to encourage you to come and take a tour of the new corporate site, take a tour of the production facility. And I know that the production facility, you guys, do you remember the first time you walked through the production facility?
I do.
What were some of the things you remember about that?
That it was real, that it was, there was bricks and mortar associated with this. It was real, and it was ours. It wasn't some subcontractor that we were, hiring out the job for. This was actually our production facility, and I was quite impressed with not only what they were doing there, but the capacity that they had for growth to build that out and produce a whole heck of a lot more product. And with the new facility, basically we have a home now. I didn't feel like the production facility was a home. It was where we made the product, and that was a big deal that we make our own product. But now we're going to have a home, and I think that's a big deal versus just rent. You could rent the most beautiful space in the Salt Lake Valley, and it wouldn't be like having your own home. So this is a way different. It's a big thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I can say also, the first time I saw it was amazing, and it's so pristine. I mean, it's so clean. It's just mind blowing when you see it. But one of my other associates I was just with said this wasn't real to him at all until he took a tour of it. He actually came in December, and Scott very nicely gave him a tour, and he said that's when I knew this was real. So I think that has an impact on everybody that goes through it. So I highly would recommend people come if they want to see if this is real, see the new home and see our production facility. You'll know it's real at that point.
Every time I think about a tour at the production facility, the Willy Wonka song comes into my head. Come with me and you'll see a world of pure imagination. I don't think any of us could have imagined 20 years ago what this technology would be doing for people. And the fact that ASEA is so committed to protecting its patents, to protecting the quality, this 35,000 square foot production facility where we create and protect all of the Redox technology products with the Redox ASEA supplement, with the intensive serum, with the Renew 28. They're all created right here. Everything from quality control to storage to production, fulfillment. It's absolutely incredible. And it is a little bit like going into Willy Wonka's factory, in my opinion. I always think about that song. So, you know, convention is more than just an event, you guys. It's really an opportunity for you to get to the next step in not just your business, but as you've heard Dick and Debbie share, in your personal lives as well, in personal development. You know, this event is going to be so spectacular. It's going to be at the end of September. It's going to be at the Salt Palace. And you're going to be able to go on a tour of the production facility, a tour of the house that you have built. You'll probably still smell like fresh paint. A majority of the first floor is actually going to be dedicated to recognition. We'll have a space for the ASEA Advancing Life Foundation that we're going to be showcasing. We'll be showcasing all of our specialty awards that we give out at convention. It's just an absolutely incredible experience. And when you think about the lineup of the people that are going to be teaching and breakout speakers, you know, all of our incredible leaders, we have, I think, 20 different breakout sessions that will be starting on Wednesday and running on Thursday and Friday. So you're not going to want to miss any of those opportunities to learn something new. You know, 99% said they walked away with something valuable because they're going to these breakout sessions. They're coming and listening at general sessions. Our general sessions are going to be, have lots of fun new announcements. We'll be talking about the 2018 ASEA Ascent trip. We'll be talking about some new things that I can't spill the beans on, but you're going to absolutely jump out of your chairs with excitement about. And we have a special opportunity for you to get tickets at a great price. So today is the last day to buy 10 packs. Now, you may know that if you book a vacation, right, once you buy those plane tickets, you're committed to going. And you heard Dick and Debbie both talk about the fact that they've sat there wishing someone from their team was there. They walked away feeling like, oh, I wish so-and-so was here. So buy a 10-pack. Today's the last day you can buy them. It's $1,890. It brings the ticket price per ticket to $189, which is a deep discount from where they are right now at $219. Remember that your new associates, if they've been involved with the business for 90 days or less, they can call associate support and get a ticket for $179. So all of those prices are out there right now. You can register for a convention or get your 10-pack by going to ASEAconvention.com. Dick and Debbie, why don't you share a little bit about what you guys are looking forward to for this year's event?
Well, I always look forward to the new product announcements because that's pretty much a big part of, you know, it's like Christmas, a second Christmas for the year. And I look forward to interacting and visiting with team members that I haven't seen since last convention because they're in a part of the country where we don't get to, we don't do events there. So I think it's that and reconnecting with corporate people that we haven't seen since the last convention. So it's all about what's the new product and people and networking, and then the new people that I'll meet that I haven't met before, whether they're on my team or other teams. And, you know, I would encourage when you go, keep track of the people that you talk with. Getting business cards are most useful at a convention. I tell my folks, you know, you don't get much out of handing a stranger a business card and say, call me, because they almost never do. But at convention, passing out business cards gives you, now you've got a whole bunch of people that you've met that could do three-ways with you, that you can call and ask. I mean, you know, you start to do the networking part of this business and get to know them. Now you have a way to contact them. And so, yeah, talk to a lot of people, get their contact information, and make that part of your business. And so it's all about people and new product, really.
Absolutely. And I'll say pretty much the same thing. I'll just add, if you're making business cards, there's a lot of places that you can get them, not very expensively. And if you put your picture on it, people will remember you better. And then they can make a quick note on the back of, you know, anything that was part of your testimonial. That's a really good way. And then I actually take sheets of plastic and make the 2017 convention and all the people I met there. And it's a very good way to keep it organized and stuff. But I look forward to all the new announcements. I want to know what countries we're going to go into next. I want to know what the new products and any of the new science that we have. And of course, I would have to say my favorite part is to see everybody. It's like coming home to a family reunion of people that you really, really love and care about. And I love getting together with my teams at night or at the parties that you guys throw, which are amazing. And it's just fun. We just have fun. And that's the whole, I don't know, for me, life is too short to not have fun. And this has been so fun and so impactful, this whole experience. And I can't say more about it. So we'd love to see you there. We'd love to meet you. So please come in and be introduced to the whole ASEA family.
Yeah, Debbie said it. In fact, I'm smiling because I know what we've got planned for this year's party, and we're going to be announcing that pretty shortly. And it's just going to be a riot, you guys. We're going to have so much fun. At night, we're just going to be getting together. The recognition gala is just always an opportunity for everybody to put on that tux or put on that great dress and celebrate all of the successes. That's always one of my funnest, most memorable nights at convention is the recognition gala. Just love that opportunity to be with everybody. And then the parties, of course. And like Debbie and Dick mentioned, there's lots of new announcements that are going to be coming up at convention. It's just something that you're not going to want to miss. We want you to join us so that you can take your business to the next level. It's always an opportunity to believe, belong, and become more when you come to one of our events. Dick and Debbie, thank you so much for joining me today on the In Touch call to share a little bit about your experiences, your team's experiences about convention. I'm excited to have you with us.